Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of Vestabond's Blood Box. Here bringing you all things metal and all things surrounding metal and such. Today, I want to expose you, hopefully, you might have heard some of this before, but expose you to some of the more challenging records that I have in my collection, at least what I think are the most challenging in my collection. I'm going to approach this as most of you probably know already about black metal, are into extreme metal and things like that. So, not a lot of history behind it. Honestly, I don't know a lot of history behind these bands, because a lot of them kind of pop up in our indie projects. But yeah, we'll just start, and I'm going to start with some of the lesser extreme stuff, and move into the most extreme. Keeping in mind that all of these records are what I consider, again, to be the most challenging records in my collection. So, we're going to start off with a band that is actually a side project of, it goes by AKHLYS. Most of you probably know him from Nightbringer. He's the lead singer in Nightbringer. But he has a couple side projects that I actually prefer over Nightbringer. Nothing wrong with that band, but I personally dig these other albums more. I'm going to start off with the second side project, the newest one that has come out, because I think it's probably a little less extreme than the other one. But AORATOS, however you say that. So this album just recently came out. As you can see, awesome gatefold vinyl. Good stuff. This is, again, so if you use Nightbringer as the point of reference, this is definitely moving into more atmospheric, harsher vocals, guitars, those sorts of things, but a little more atmospheric in that sense. A little darker, maybe I'd say. Still your, solid black metal, pretty normal for that, but, a little extreme. So, we're going to let you hear a little clip of that right now. So there you go. That was AORATOS, however you say it. Killer stuff, just solid, kind of atmospheric, dark, black metal stuff. So that album, I don't know if it's a direct follow-up, but it has some similar qualities to this next side release, this actually came out before that AORATOS album, and this is AKHLYS. This I found and fell in love with immediately. Definitely challenged, me listening to darker music, because it's pretty heavy and dark. I'd say even a little more so than that last one. What's really cool about this, too, is instead of using the traditional, Christian antithesis imagery of, Satanism and things like that being behind their black metal, Nas used the Greek goddess demon, if you will, of AKHLYS, the character that is on the cover, and the name of the band. I got that pulled up here. So AKHLYS was an ancient Greek figure, was a Greek goddess who symbolizes mist and death, and is the personification of the death mist, misery, and sadness. So yeah, perfect for black metal. Also cool to see a band using a reference from, ancient figures and such. As you can see, the album cover is the Greek goddess with the poison. Supposedly she always had poison and black shit coming out of her mouth. So yeah, super evil, super dark, pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna get you a listen to that here. Again, this is good stuff. Would be, I would say, pretty challenging for someone who's not used to black metal or used to extreme music. For those of you who are familiar with it, it's not going to be as challenging, but pretty cool. So give it a listen. So that was AKHLYS. Again, really dig that stuff. Pretty cool, pretty extreme, but still some awesome music going on in there. So yeah, that's that. Those are the projects from Nas. I know he's done some other cool stuff, and again, main dude from Nightbringer, so definitely check all that out. Next, we're going to move on to another band that sort of challenged me anyways in my music. This is going to be moving a little further into that more extreme, more noise type of stuff. So NIHILL. This is the first record from NIHILL. Pretty sure it's a one-man project. This one's called Croc or Crotch. A lot of these are in other languages, and my Midwestern dialect doesn't like to isn't very good at saying those. So, but Crotch, however you say it. This one, it's a trilogy. There might be a fourth album that came out too, but I know for sure it's a trilogy, which I'm gonna show you all of here. The first one was definitely the most experimental of them. A lot more atmosphere going on, a lot more, playing around with sound. Definitely based on black metal. The first one's also pretty cool because, again, my favorite, as you've found out by now, it's a gatefold. I do love me some gatefold stuff. So there you are. So yeah, this one's definitely the most experimental of the three. But yeah, give this one a listen. So there's that. That's NIHILL's first album. Here's the second one, Grand. This one, I'm not sure the guy's name behind this, but the dude that's behind it moves a little more into your more traditional black metal style. Definitely can hear some influences from Dark Throne's early stuff, as you'll hear. Still solid though, good stuff. It's a double LP, single jacket, really well done, pretty cool. So I'll let you give that a listen here. So there you go. That's the second album from NIHILL, and then followed by the third of the trilogy. I butcher this, but Verdun Kerman. Maybe German is what this is, but third album. Same thing, definitely in the realms of your traditional black metal, not quite as extreme. That first album was really the most experimental of the three, but still really solid. I'll give you a listen to this one too. I really dig this band. I can't listen to it all the time, but when I'm in the mood to put it on, I really dig it. That's good, just kind of background, solid black metal stuff. So here is Verdun Kerman. There you go. So there is the NIHILL trilogy. I know I'm kind of burning through these a little bit. This is more of a listening experiment for you guys than really discussing it, because it's pretty ambient experimental stuff. So kind of want you just to make up your own opinions about it, and let me know what you think in the comments. So moving right along to the next one, Black Funeral. Now this band has put out quite a few records, been around since the 90s. I just found this. This was when I was at eBay. I think it was like $5, and I was like, "Oh, looks like a cool cover. I'll check this out." This one's pretty extreme. Again, definitely influenced, I would say, from your Dark Throne stuff in the beginning. More so than like Emperor Mayhem. Those were, in my opinion, a little more melodic. Dark Throne was definitely pushing the boundaries a little further. This is called Ordog. So from Black Funeral. The guy behind this, he goes by Aktya, but his name is Michael W. Ford. To my knowledge, a lot of these records are actually based off of his writings. He was pretty into the occult and Satanism and things like that. So most of his records are a representation of his writings. I think some of the lyrics are even taken directly from some of his books. Not checked out the books. Might at some point. Sounds kind of interesting. I don't know. Very metal though. So, but this is a Black Funeral or Dog. So check this out. And that is Black Funeral. So there you are. Now I am filming these, from my phone on my turntable with my speakers and stuff. So you are getting some of the sound quality just coming through the phone. But to be honest, that's the sound quality is kind of true to a lot of this stuff, especially that last record. It's pretty pinny on the high end tone. There's not a lot of low end to it. For production quality, definitely the first two records, AORATOS and AKHLYS, are the best. NIHILL's pretty decent. Black Funeral is pretty raw. So those are those three bands, or four bands, I guess. Good stuff. Love it all. Definitely keep it in my collection because I dig it. But that is all building up to the most extreme record I have in my collection. I don't know how to describe this one. So I found this at a store in Chicago, a record store that was closing down. It was in a 25-cent bin, so I got it for $0.25. Looked cool. Like, the cover on the record was great. The record itself was a nice thick 10-inch. So thought I'd give it a try. 25 cents, you can't go wrong, right? Band is called AKHLYS. Yeah, AKHLYS. If you watched the live stream this last Friday with Marty Worm and Ground Zero Salem and all those dudes, I got to hop in at the end a little bit. And I pulled this out to see if any of them had heard of it before. This band is... No one knows. I can't even find anything online about it. So if any of you out there have heard of this or can find information, let me know in the comments because I am very curious about it. But this is definitely the most challenging record that I have in my collection. I don't know what to think about it. I guess it's experimental. It is what it is. I'm sure if some of you are out there are into more... noise type stuff, the noise realm of music. Let me know what you think about this. I'm curious. When I first put it on, I thought I broke my record turntable. I thought it was damaged or the needle was broken or something. It wasn't. This is what it is. So I'm going to allow you to enjoy it. Let's see if you can make it to the end. All right, AKHLYS. Here we go. I don't know what this shit is, but yeah, AKHLYS, there you go. So, hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back soon. I'll have more episodes coming. Thank you all for being here. I hope, once again, you're staying safe out there. And cheers, my friends. We'll see you next time.